Hey, what's up, guys? Back from the deck profile here. Now, I think I said in my Saturday upload with the ABCs, I'm going to be doing more rogue stuff, a lot more budget-friendly decks, etc., that are still very insane. And I love playing rogue. Rogue was always my favorite category to play out. I'm not a huge meta guy, but I do like playing, stuff. So, without further ado, guys, this is just Chaos. Chaos Zombies. I don't know. You'll see the list. It's a 60 character. Fucking 60 card. The deck works insanely well. The turbo aspect is very insane. So, let's get right on into it. Alright, so for the zombie engine, playing 3 Mizukis. I still need to buy 2 more secrets. 2 Unizombies, 3 Solitaires, 1 and 1. So this engine's obviously just very good. This deck is basically just turbo Chaos Ruler, so it's like I think in the turn you mill, let's see, 3, 5, 4, yeah, so you mill like 12 cards in a turn if you don't draw a charge or Light Brigade, because you'll go Curious, mill, send 1, mill 3, and then fucking Chaos Ruler, mill 5, Zombie Vampire, mill 4, like it's just very, very good, very consistent, so I really like this lineup for the zombies. Obviously Plague Spreader you can get out of the deck with half 5 racks. And then I'm playing, obviously, some Lightsworn cards, playing 1 Lumina, 1 Lumina, 2 Raiden, 3 Wolf, and 3 Felice. So the only reason we're playing, there's a lot of normal summons in this deck, obviously, but that's kind of how you have to play this deck. The Raiden's like outside the Solitaire is like my main primary normal summon. The Lumina is very good if you have the Raiden in graveyard already, because then you can make that and then make the Shooting Riser, and then you can make 2 more lights with different types into Curious, which is just very good because obviously you want to send the snow off the Shooting Riser. So this deck is basically like that old, like the Brilliant Fusion Minerva Snow control deck. It's basically that, but with, without Brilliant Fusion, of course. And of course we're playing Dangerous, so 3 Nessie, 3 Mothman, and 1/1. This engine's just very good. Mothman is probably the best one in here, most of the time just because it's level 4. Because like if you have Raiden or just another level 4, you can make Minerva or the Chaos Ruler, stuff like that. So this deck's just a lot of Chaos good stuff. It just mashes together very well. And your end boards are usually just kind of crazy too. And I'm playing 2 Mallies. I really like Malicious in this list. Obviously you're playing Plague Spreader too, so you can make like Plague Spreader plus this equals fucking Chaos Ruler, or Raiden plus this equals Baron, right off the rip too. And then I'm also playing this engine. I'm just a huge advocate for this engine. So I'm playing 2 Flag, 1 Escatos. So obviously Escatos with 3 Production, you do the thing where you copy the type and then it nukes itself, doesn't die, and then neither player can special summon that type for the rest of till the end of the next turn. So if you know you're playing against Sword Soul or something, you just call Worms, that kind of thing. So also the Nemesis Flag puts back in like Malicious in the deck, so you have 3 Malicious, stuff like that. So it's a very good extender as well. I really enjoy this engine. And then obviously for the 1-ups, the fucking Snow card's insane. And playing the Scythe, obviously. This deck's kind of cool too, because you don't have to necessarily make Dagda. You can actually, if you mill the Scythe, then you can just make Baron off the rip in playing. There's no set combos, just kind of like what you mill or what you have is what you play with. There's no like, hey, 1 card combo, like that kind of thing. So that's why I had a lot of fun with this deck. It really reminded me of the old way to play Lightsworn. And then for the other one, this is all the Chaos Space targets. Obviously 1 Leveneer, 1 Ruler, Creator, Valkyrie, Light, Black. So that's it for the Chaos Space targets that you want to play. Obviously, I'm only playing 1 of these because you only want to see all of them once. You know what I mean? So I had so much fun with this deck, though. Like, I'm just getting back to my Rogue roots, which was just very good. I'll have some next week. I'm gonna have some really strange Rogue decks for you too. We're playing the 1 Gizmek, the Dark Refer. Dark Refer is insane in this deck, obviously with the Dangers, the Malicious, the all that stuff. So playing 1 Jet Synchron, of course. 1 Giant Rex. Giant Rex, obviously, for Snow and stuff. Just 3 dudes. That's it for those 1-ups. And then this engine, it's the last monster engine. So obviously the performage engine. It's just been very good. Obviously, if you can banish this from graveyard or search either 2 of these. Hat Tricker's insane. Trick Clown is insane as well. So And obviously, you notice I'm not playing hand traps. I was playing Gamma, Gamma Driver. The only problem with Gamma Driver in this deck is you have to commit cards like monsters to the board first, like outside of drawing like Chaos Space or Charter Light Brigade. So Gamma's just virtually useless in that scenario. So it's just kind of how I felt. You can definitely play Gamma in here if you want Gamma Driver. Then for the 1-ofs, 1 Stark for the Giant Rex, 1 Rhoda for the Greffer and the Raiden, Reborn, Foolish, and that's it for the 1-ofs. And then obviously we're playing 3 Chaos Space, 3 Solar Recharge, and 3 Charge Light Brigade. If you guys just kind of used to play Lightsworn a lot, you know, like the older players or whatever, or you missed the Minerva Brilliant Fusion deck, this deck is definitely something you should test. It's just been insane. There's so many interchangeable ways to play the deck too. Like with the extra 2, I'm going to go over that real quick. Alright, so 1 Minerva, shout out my boy Strat for the German one. 1 Dweller, and 1 Zombie Vampire. These are the only exceeds. So in the deck too, like I was talking about, you can Chaos Ruler first, then you can like Leveneer, Chaos Creator, any level 8, and then you can make the Zombie Vampire mill 4 more. Obviously it's a dark zombie, so when you extend with the dangers of the zombies, you'll have different types, but same attributes, so you can make Curious, etc. Zeus never came up for me, personally. Dweller is very good. Dweller could be Tornado Dragon or something else that you wanted to play. It doesn't necessarily have to be there. Same with this, like the Wonder Magician, like I mentioned, if you don't want to necessarily make Dagda, or if you milled the Scythe already, you can just cut this engine completely, because you can send the Scythe off the Shooting Riser Dragon. Anyways, if you already have Snow, obviously Snow is the primary card you want to summon with this. Plus, the Shooting Riser, if you do send Snow, it becomes a level 3, so if you have a Nessie on board, you can just make fucking Baron right off the rip, which is very nice. And then for the rest of the synchros, the Chaos Ruler and the Baron de Fleur. So obviously these are just very standard. So. And then for the links, so I'm just playing 1 Striker Dragon, obviously for the Baby Chaos Dragons. The Reproducus for the... Reproducus has come up a couple times, just for the Curious too, it also happens, but mainly for the Escatos play that I mentioned earlier. And then I'm playing the Needle Fiber, the Dagda. Like I said, if you don't want to play Dagda or whatever, you can just send Scythe, etc. And the last link too is the Dark. Obviously, this and Zombie Vampire go hand in hand. So, and then the only link 3 is the Curious. Obviously, this card's just disgustingly good. And then the only link 4s are the Appaloosa and the Access Code. The one thing I do have a lot of honorable mentions for this deck. There were so many ways I was trying to like take the deck, and then I ended up getting to this after testing and stuff. So things you could play like Saryuja, you know, Emerald. You could also play the Phantom Knight stuff, you know, or you know, oh boy, Savage. I was playing Savage. Savage actually, strangely enough, never really came up. I expected this to be like one of the most prominent cards played. It just didn't really come up, so I cut it. But obviously you could play it. Same with Seal. You know, into Striker, get the other Baby Chaos Dragon, make Seal, etc. So, and then obviously this stuff, the Rose stuff. Also in here too, I'm not playing the Punk cards. I just didn't seem necessary for it. Obviously the Punk cards are very insane. Don't get me wrong. Don't fucking. What do you mean they're not? You know what I mean? I'm just saying, for if you don't want to play that, obviously based on this list, you would have to cut one of like the archetype chunks for the Punk stuff if you wanted. And then where it comes into the Punk stuff too, I was talking about this stuff that I had in the Dragon Link profile. This stuff was just very good. Honestly, didn't really need it though. So, and then you can play like Reasoning. Every time I played Reasoning though, they would just call 4, and I usually never hit a wolf or anything like that. So I was kind of sad, so I took it out. Card Destruction, obviously for all the dangers and stuff. And then for the extra, let me see, where's the other one? So for the extra zombie cards you could play, obviously you could play Banshee, Zombie World. It's more of a side, obviously, and sometimes you would mill this and still have this in deck, which was kind of unfortunate. And then this card. So this is one of the new cards. I actually don't remember what its name is. Ching Sing. But this card's very cool too, because it's 0 defense. You can summon it off of the Shiranui, and then it banishes, and then it can come back from banish. It does like a whole bunch of stuff for the deck. It was just kind of a brick if you drew it, so I just didn't play it, because this deck needs as much consistency as possible since it's such a weird rogue deck. Also Called by the Grave. Never drew this card when I was playing it. I kept milling it, so I just replaced it. And then you could play the Armageddon. You play another hat trigger if you wanted to. And then this stuff too. I was playing these. I was playing one JD. I just really like JD, just because it's a level 8. You can special summon. You know what I mean? To make the zombie vampire. Same with this card. I was playing this at 2, and then I cut it to 1, and then I cut it completely because I never saw it, and it wasn't a starter. So, and then 3 allures if you want to play it. And like I mentioned earlier, the Phantom Knight stuff if you wanted to play that. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much what we're talking about here. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a bunch of rogue stuff. I know you guys are probably tired of Dragon Link and all that stuff, so I do have some pretty interesting things lined up for the rogue players. The decks are still meta. I'm not going to profile anything that can't compete with meta. You know what I mean? That's just not what I do. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave comments down below. Ask me questions, whatever you want to do. And thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.